In the gentle descent toward winter, as the days shorten and the earth sinks into its seasonal slumber, many gardeners reach instinctively for the spade. It is, after all, what tradition has taught us: clear the beds, turn the soil, tidy the borders, prepare the earth for the awakening of spring. Yet across fields, forests, meadows, and now in the gardens of the wisest horticultural hands, a revolution quietly brews. It is a movement built not on action, but on restraint. A practice that feels counterintuitive, even rebellious. A simple, powerful command: stop, don't dig your garden this fall. What if the secret to explosive spring growth lies not in toil, but in trust? Not in disturbance, but in letting nature take the lead. To understand why digging can actually set your garden back, we must look beneath our feet, into a universe brimming with microscopic life. A teaspoon of healthy soil contains more organisms than there are humans on Earth. Fungi lace through the dirt in silken threads, forming vast underground trading networks. Bacteria process fallen leaves into life-giving nutrients. Tiny arthropods, springtails, mites and beetles, break down organic matter with meticulous precision. But when we dig, this bustling civilization is thrown into chaos. Imagine, the narrator says softly, a thriving metropolis suddenly razed and overturned. That is what routine fall tilling does to the garden. Each thrust of the shovel exposes fungal networks to desiccation, disrupts microbial activity, and disturbs overwintering creatures that are essential to the health of spring growth. Soil carbon, so carefully stored, is released back into the atmosphere. Moisture evaporates. Weed seeds, previously buried deep and dormant, are lifted into the light and spurred into action. Instead of preparing your garden for spring, fall digging resets the ecological clock, forcing soil life to start from scratch each year. Smart gardeners choose differently. Across woodlands and wild spaces, autumn leaves do not bother with rakes or refuse bags. They fall, decompose slowly, and form a nutrient-rich mulch that feeds the soil from the top down. And in your garden, those same leaves become a secret powerhouse of fertility. Letting leaves remain where they fall, particularly shredded or naturally broken down leaves, creates a layer that builds soil structure by feeding earthworms and decomposers, retains moisture, protecting roots during freeze-thaw cycles, insulates perennial crowns, reducing winter stress, and suppresses spring weeds, minimizing your workload. In their slow decay, leaves return organic matter, minerals, and carbon back to the earth, a recycling system perfected over millions of years. As the narrator would observe with gentle reverence, in every drifting leaf lies a promise, a compact of nourishment between seasons. Standing tall, why you should leave seed heads alone. Walk into a fall meadow and, well, you'll see stems still standing proudly. Cone flower seed heads darkened with maturity, the airy fronds of switchgrass shimmering in low light, and goldenrod stalks swaying like quiet sentinels. These structures are not dead clutter, they are life. Seed heads of echinacea, ruddy and architectural, are winter banquets for goldfinches and small mammals. Hollow stems become overwintering chambers for native bees, many of which spend up to 9 months hidden inside, waiting for spring warmth. Grassy tufts and stalks shield the soil from erosion and harbor beneficial insects like lady beetles and lacewings. By leaving stems standing until spring, you safeguard an entire generation of pollinators. Disturb them now, and you erase the very allies your garden depends on for vibrant blooms and fruit set. As the narrator intones, a garden without insects is a garden without future, a silence where pollination cannot sing. When you step back and allow your fall garden to remain intact, something extraordinary happens. Each layer of natural material, leaves, stems, seed heads, fading blooms, begins to interact in a complex, synchronized system. Soil microbes ramp up winter decomposition. Predatory insects find shelter and reduce next year's pests. Birds glean protein-rich seeds through the cold months. Mushrooms bloom beneath the leaf litter, quietly cycling nutrients. Mycorrhizal fungi extend their reach, expanding the underground economy. By spring, this untouched landscape has transformed into a nutrient-dense, biologically active bed, a cradle for explosive new growth. Gardeners who follow this method often report thicker, healthier spring foliage, earlier blooms, fewer pests, improved soil texture, dramatically reduced weeding, and increased pollinator presence. This is not magic, this is ecology restored. What smart gardeners do instead of digging? Instead of disturbing the soil, experienced gardeners practice what's known as no-dig or no-till gardening. The method is simple. Leave the soil undisturbed, no overturning or deep digging. Let leaves stay, or add a thin layer of shredded leaves or compost on top. Keep stems standing until early spring. Add mulch only on top, mimicking nature's own processes. Allow overwintering insects to remain until temperatures consistently exceed 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. This top-down approach preserves soil life and encourages it to build a thriving ecosystem that benefits every plant come spring. There is a poetic irony in this method. The less we intervene, the more the garden thrives. For centuries, gardeners have worked the soil with devotion and determination, unaware that nature herself has been offering a gentler, more effective plan all along. As the narrator concludes, to let the garden rest is not an act of neglect, but of wisdom. In stillness, the soil renews itself. In patience, life prepares to rise. So this fall, set down the spade. Step back, let your garden live as the wild does. And when spring arrives, you'll witness what countless gardeners have discovered. The most explosive growth begins with the courage to do nothing at all.